Welcome to our virtual field trip of downtown Ballston Spa. This is the old iron spring and where the school buses would drop us off. We would be getting off the bus right here, and I want to tell you a little bit about the old iron spring before we get started. So in the year 1800, this was a bathing green, bathhouse, and a mineral spring, and it was used by visitors from 6 boarding houses and 5 private summer homes. So back in the 1800s in the summer, when people visited Ballston Spa, this is how they would get water, and they would use this as a bathing house. Boys and girls, take a look at this. This is a natural spring. It's water coming out of the ground. Very similar to what we saw in our field trip to Yellowstone. And it's so pretty. This is right here at Ballston Spa, and you can see this is the original building. It's called the Old Iron Spring. And this is the park that we start our field trip on. Isn't it beautiful, boys and girls? I walked probably like 2 minutes up from the Old Iron Springs, and to the left we have the Jim Tedesco Old Iron Springs Fitness Trail. And if you go up the trail, it takes you all the way to the Fairground Prospect Street road, and it's on an old railroad track. And if you see, the railroad track kind of continues across the street. There's nothing on top of there, but it used to be an old train track. So if you take a walk on the Jim Tedesco Trail, it's probably like not even a mile. It's probably like half a mile, and you'd be walking on an old train track. This is the bank that is on Front Street. It's the Ballston Spa National Bank, and Mrs. Avola is going to be taking you there later in our video on our field trip. Why do you think places need a bank? Think about that before you see Mrs. Avola. And this is our police station. Our police station is right off of Front Street. So Miss Smiley will be visiting there later and introducing you to one of our police officers. And this is our village hall. This is where the mayor works. Mrs. Walls will be showing and introducing us to Mr. Woolbright, who is our mayor. So boys and girls, we're back on Front Street. We have a deli, a barber shop, one of my favorite restaurants, the kitchen next door. We have a hotel. So if people visit our town, they have a place to stay. We have a park, more restaurants, some more little gift shops, restaurants, and I'm going to show you the post office next. Boys and girls, there's one of our war memorials. So Memorial Day, when we think about all the people who have risked their lives for us, this is one of our memorials, a statue right in the middle of Front Street and Low Street. And this is our Ballston Spa Public Library. This is where Mrs. Simmons works, and she is the librarian. I come here a lot to take out books. And right next to the library, we have another memorial. So on Memorial Day, this is where people gathered to celebrate Memorial Day. Actually, this last Memorial Day, there wasn't a gathering because of the COVID, the virus, but usually there's a Memorial Day parade and people gather here, and there's a little ceremony here in this little park. It's pretty. And there's also, I should show you, there's also a submarine down here. I'll take you down here. So we're in the front of the library now, but here's some more memorial statues. And the names. There's names on some of our veterans. So we'll be taking you on the field trip right now. Get ready. Boys and girls, I'm in front of Abner Doubleday's birthplace. If you don't know who Abner Doubleday is, he was a war hero, but he was also one of the inventors of baseball. He founded baseball in, it says here on the sign, 1839. So if you like to play baseball, you can thank Abner Doubleday because he kind of made up the game. And he was born here, and his house is right across the street from the fire station. Boys and girls, this is the fire station that we would be visiting. And Mrs. Clancy's going to be taking you here to see Firefighter Bob. This fire station is just one block away from Front Street, which is right up there. There's the City Hall right there. So we have a fire station in our community too. So think about why having a fire station is important.
Hello friends, I'm Mrs. Evola, if someone doesn't know who I am. I'm standing in front of one of our buildings in our community, and it is Adirondack Trust, which is a bank. Some of you may do banking at school, where you bring your money in and they will take it and they'll keep it safe for you until you need it again. So at this bank, this is one of several. At this bank, we can put our money in, or we can put in things that are very valuable to us into the bank, and they'll keep it safe for us. Now, people who work in the bank at the counter are called tellers, and they'll be the ones that will help you. Banks can also be used for borrowing money if you need to save, or if you need to buy something really, really big, like a house or a new car. You can come to the bank and you can ask them for a loan, and a loan is when you borrow money. So if you borrow something, don't forget you have to pay it back, right? So you would have to pay back the bank the money that you would borrow. So those are some things that we do when we're at the bank. Now, tools that they would use inside the bank are a lot like what we would use in a classroom. They would use a computer. They would use, I think they have money counters, not that we have that in the classroom. Papers and pencils, mainly those things. They don't wear uniforms at a bank, but they do dress nice, okay? So maybe like what teachers wear, here's what bank tellers and people who would work in a bank would dress like. All right, so some features of the bank is that if you can't go into the lobby or go into the bank, over here so that you can see that they have what's called a drive-through, okay? So you can just come and you can just drive in to these bays right here. See the bays? Okay? And the teller would come to the window and she would help you. She or he. There's also an ATM, automated teller machine, okay? Here's an ATM machine. Adirondack Trust, okay? What you would do is you would put your card in here, okay? You have a secret PIN code that would go in there, and you would be able to pull money out. Now remember, we have to put money into the bank in order to get money out of the bank. So when moms and dads go to work and they get paid, a lot of times they put their money in the bank, and the bank will hold it and keep it safe for them. And then they have checks or cards where they can go and they'll say, you know what, I need some of that money back. So they would say, here's my account number. I need to get some money back right now for me. Okay, or you can have a savings account, a checking account. There's lots of different things you can do at a bank. So maybe next time mom and dad have to go to a bank, you can say, oh, I know what a bank does. It holds our money and keeps it safe, okay? Among other things, keeping other valuables safe and whatnot. All right, and like I said, there's lots of other banks around our community, like Ballston Spa National Bank, which is right on Front Street, right by the mayor's office. Right across from it, there's Trusco Bank, there's SEFQ, Sunmark. There's lots of different banks. So maybe you want to ask mom and dad, hey, what bank do you use? Thanks, friends.
My name is Cody Facer with the Ballston Spa Police Department. A little bit about what we do here is we just patrol the village of Ballston Spa. We protect all the residents, the properties, the businesses, and we do 24/7 patrol, 365 days a year. We're protecting on all of your holidays and everything like that. We have 2 guys on patrol all the time, and we're constantly enforcing all the laws and make sure everyone's safe, especially during the school day, during the school year, during the summer times. You see us at the fair. We have other specialized units, and we do different things as well. So I'll show you one of our police cars that we have if you want to look on inside. So this is our car. So we watch speeds on all the roads. So we have a radar that reads all of the speeds of the cars coming at us. We have a spotlight, so when it's dark out, we can see businesses if we need to read a number on a house or something like that. We have our computer system. Our computer system lets us run all sorts of information that we need to be able to do our job effectively. And of course, we have our radio, so we can talk to our partner. We can talk to the county dispatch, and that's how also we receive our calls. And the whole lighting system, and we have the siren as well. So that's basically what we do, and we're always here to help. We like to interact with the public, and we just hope everyone is always safe, doing what they're supposed to do, and that's what makes us happy.
Can you show us some special things on your uniform?
Yeah, so to protect ourselves, we all wear a vest. I wear mine on the outside, and then I have my radio, pens and a notebook, and we have other tools that help us protect ourselves if in the case we need to. We carry tasers, handcuffs, pepper spray, and all the tools that we need to effectively do our job, so we go home at the end of the day to our families and to make sure that we're not going to get ourselves hurt, and we can protect ourselves and the public as well if a situation arises.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hi boys and girls, guess what? We are going to be meeting Mr. Woolbright. Mr. Woolbright works here at Village Hall, and he is our mayor. He is a very famous person, because he is in charge of a lot of different people here in the village. We'll be meeting him soon. Let's wait for him. While I'm waiting here for Mr. Woolbright, guess what? Guess who's right in front of Village Hall? That's Riley Walls. Boys and girls, that's my son, right in front of Village Hall. Boys and girls in kindergarten, I'm standing in front of our Village Hall. This is where the mayor works. And this is our mayor, Mr. Woolbright.
Hello, Mrs. Walls.
Hi, Mr.
Hello,
Woolbright.
boys and girls.
Mr. Woolbright, I have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
What is your job as a mayor?
Oh boy, that's a really complicated question because the village is a very complex place. So here in the village hall, we have my office, we have a treasurer's office that handles all the money and the books and the bills and the taxes. We have a clerk's office that handles all the records and all the permits, and on downstairs we have a building inspector and a historian and a water department.
Wow.
And then right up the street there we have a police department,
So are you kind of in charge of all these departments?
I'm in charge of everything.
Wow. So you're kind of like our boss of the Ballston Spa,
Yes,
right?
exactly. So it's a big job. And we have 2 fire departments, and we have a street department. We have to pave the streets, and we have to pick up the lawn debris from the streets, and we have to clear the snow from the streets. And we have a water department. We're in charge of everybody's drinking water.
Okay.
We have a sewer department. We're in charge of getting the sewage out. So every time you turn on the tap to get a glass of water, that's the village. And every time you flush it down the drain, that's the village.
Very cool.
We have a court. I'm sure I'm leaving out a handful of things, but it's a lot of different operations that we have in the village.
And you oversee a lot of it, so you're kind of in charge of a lot of different things, and it's a big job.
I'm the one who's got to be in charge.
Wow. Do you have a favorite part of being a mayor?
I do. I do. My favorite part is interacting with the residents.
Aww.
It's very rewarding. We have a bunch of fine people in this village, and they're very appreciative and they're very supportive. And I spend a lot of time emailing with them and talking with them on the phone and meeting with them before we had this virus thing. I used to go to a lot of meetings and a lot of business openings and this and that and the other thing. So that's very rewarding. I think the best part is I feel like I'm helping the village make progress and move in the right direction.
You're one of our helpers.
So that's what makes me feel the best.
Thank you, Mr. Woolbright, for taking time to meet with us.
It's very nice
All
to
in
see
kindergarten
you.
will see this at Wood Road, so we appreciate it.
Let's hear it for Wood Road Kindergarten. Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. S and I'm in my car because I have to mail a letter. Do you guys know what a letter goes through to get to your house? I'm going to show you today. We're going to go to a place called the post office, and at the post office we put our letters in a blue mailbox. They might say in town or out of town, depending on where you're going to mail your letter. My letter is an out-of-town letter, so I'm going to put it in the box marked out of town. A letter goes into the mailbox, and then it's picked up by a mail truck and sorted at a facility, and then all the letters that go to different neighborhoods are packed onto delivery trucks, and the mailman or the mail lady would come by and deliver your mail to you. That's how you would get your letters, or your flyers, or bills, or sometimes packages through Amazon at the post office. Boys and girls, there are other things you can do in the post office also. You can buy stamps, you can have packages weighed, you can mail things to faraway places, you can also mail things that might be fragile or that are easily broken, and you can pay for something called insurance to make sure that they don't get mishandled and they arrive at their destination safely. So now we're going to pull forward and I'm going to show you how to mail a letter. Boys and girls, if I wanted to mail a letter or buy postage, I would come to a place called the post office. This is our village post office, and I'm going to show you where we would send letters if I needed to mail something through the mail. I'm just going to wait until these people come out of the post office right now. I'm going to have Caroline pan around. She's videotaping me. And take a look at the mail trucks over there, Caroline. Boys and girls, that's how the mail would get to your house, on a mail truck. Okay, are you ready? Mm-hmm. So if I need to mail a letter, we would go over these blue boxes, kindergarten friends. And I would put my letter into the box. And that's how it would go to the post office. You can just pan up there. Boys and girls, this is our local post office that we would be going into if we were on our field trip. Our post office is on Front Street, and maybe you've come down here with your mom or dad or taken a field trip. I'm just going to pan around to Front Street. There's some pretty famous places down here. Everybody loves the Pizza Works, and we have O'Brien's Pharmacy. I love the store Front Street Home. We've got the whistling kettle and of course the iron roost. Okay, boys and girls.
Hello, boys and girls. I'm here at Eagle Matt Lee Fire Company #1. We are going to take a little tour of the firehouse. We are so excited. We have Fireman Bob over there getting us all ready, and we're gonna pull out the trucks, and we're gonna see some of the trucks, and we're gonna see the jaws of life. It's going to be a fun time with Fireman Bob, as it always is. Remember, safety is our biggest concern when it comes to being here at the firehouse. And we're going to learn all about some really fun things. Boys and girls, I'm inside the firehouse now. And this is where the firemen get ready to go to a fire. Here's all their equipment, and they have a very special way in which they keep their equipment so that they can be ready quickly. Now, remembering this is a volunteer firefighting. They do not sleep here like Saratoga Springs does. This is a place where they have to drive to. So all their things are ready to go, just like a Saratoga Springs Fire Department would be too. I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna show you how they keep it all prepared.
Hey kids, wish you could be here with us, but that didn't work out this year. So just want to give you a quick look at the stuff that we have here in the Ballston Spa Fire Department. This is our rescue truck. This will be the last time that people will see this because it's being replaced within a month. But we use this. This is your father's toolbox on steroids. We've got the same tools he does, except they're a lot bigger and a lot meaner. We have a generator on here so we can carry our own. Let me get right around here. There's a generator on this truck. You'll see power cords all over the place, extension cords, because we go to car accidents with this. And when we're working out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the night, it's nice to be able to light stuff up. Again, we use it. There's a fan to remove smoke from a house. Multiple electric cords you can see so that we carry the tools with us. If you remember when we come to see you during Fire Prevention Week, we had the gear on and how important the air bottles were. So on all the trucks you're going to see, there's a lot of our air bottles so that we've always got plenty to work with. Road flares, we've got some other stuff here to work in the street. This compartment here, this has tarps up top, speedy dry. If we're out to a car accident and there's fluids that are coming out of the car, we pick them all up. We soak them up. This is like kitty litter right in here. And we soak them all up and it's disposed of properly, not just washed into the water system. And an old porta power. Come around here, a lot of stuff on a little truck.
There sure is, Fireman Bob.
Auto cribs, high lift jacks, some old farmer jacks that we call them, so that we can raise vehicles if they're down and crushed down. I'll show you this right here. And like I told you about the kitty litter and stuff, there's the shovels and the brooms we use to clear it up. I'm going to open the other door to the back so that you can kind of take a look up in here. And more utility stuff. We do high angle rescue, so the stuff that you see that Mrs. Clancy is pointing to right now, that's ropes and throw bags, so we're a rescue company. And then farther in, there's medical stuff, there's stretchers, backboards, stuff like that. Down the right side, you can see air packs. We always carry a lot of air packs because that's a critical thing for our job. And then the other stuff up on top is cold water rescue suits and some of that other stuff. So that's what we have in there. Now we come around to the other side. That was only one side of the truck.
I'm telling you, it's a lot.
This is a whole lot more of our extrication equipment. We have airbags that blow up like balloons, except they'll lift 10 tons. So we can put them in and they're real flat, and then they open up, and then we'll put something under it to support the vehicle at that height, and then we can blow it up again until we can get something where we need to. Fire extinguishers, different ones, that's a water can, saws, all kinds of stuff there. These are our hand tools. Okay. So just so you know that it really is a fire truck, we always carry an axe on it. Okay, so there's that. And again, all kinds of different things. A lot of these have been developed here in the firehouse when we went out to a scene and we said, boy, we wish we had that. We came back to the firehouse, made what we wish we had, put it in a box, and we could use it in the future if the same type of situation comes up. Here's the jaws of life. Here's part of it. The jaws of life is a hydraulic rescue tool, or a series of hydraulic rescue tools, electric, running a hydraulic pump. So you can see the stuff that's in there. That's kind of the power plant for it. And here are the tools themselves. So I'm just going to step in here and pull this down and put it down on the floor. Or on the ground here. There's the cutters. There's the spreaders, and I'll just show you. We've got a whole series of them in here. These are the ram bars. So if we had those hooked up, we put that in, and then we can open up. It'll open up to about that much, so we can lift stuff with it. So that's what that's for. And just a quick look in the cab. This is as close you're going to see to what mom and dad might have. In the old days, it's just a bench seat. But we've got, you can see up on the dash there, we've got the radios and stuff for communication. And like that. So this is basically the vehicle. This truck was built in 1987. So we've got 33 years of service out of it. And we're going to replace it with a new one sometime within a month, we expect. So,
boys and girls, we have Fireman Brad here, and I showed you earlier in the dressing room all of the gear. And remember, the pants are over the boots. So Fireman Brad is ready to go. Here he goes. Ready to go. And thank you, Fireman Brad, for showing us.
Brush fires.
Okay, so this is the brush truck right here, and this truck will be used if there are some wires down, or if maybe there was a little brush fire. They also take this truck if they're going to flush out the hydrants and various other things throughout the time and using it for their jobs.
So, all right, boys and girls, Fireman Brad and I are here. And where am I going?
You're fine.
I'm fine, right here. All right. They're going up, up, up. Here we go. Go for it, Fireman Bob. All right. If you were here, I'd be waving at you right now. I'm still waving at you, even though you're not. You're watching the video. I'll let you see what it looks like. Here's what it looks like. As we go up, 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 there's Miss Ebola. There's Miss Smalls. There's Fireman Bob. And we're wiggling. Wave high. There they are. everybody. Look how small they are. We're going up high. Oh my goodness. This is lots of fun.
This is the village from up here.
I know. All right, boys and girls. So again, here it is. Eagle Matley Firehouse. All of the things. Don't forget, you can always stop by if they're open and ask to see. Fireman Bob or any of the firemen will be glad to show you all of the exciting things that are here at the firehouse. I hope you've enjoyed your tour. I miss you. Bye.
Hi, boys and girls.
Hi, boys and girls.
Miss you guys. Wish you were here.
Wish you were here.
Miss you.
This is our trip, and we hope you enjoyed it. Next year, you'll get to see Fireman Bob when he comes to visit. Bye now.
Bye, boys and girls.
In your neighborhood, in your neighborhood, in your neighborhood. Say, who are the people in your neighborhood? The people that you meet each day. Oh, hi there, little fella. Oh. Hey, listen, you know who you could be if I gave you this little hat and a bag to carry over your shoulder?